Alibaba has discovered that AI has a hard time doing long-term maintenance of larger code bases. The latest studies show that AI has difficulties speaking with other agents, but also that AI tend to collapse when code becomes increasingly more complex. So this is something that I've noticed personally and that a lot of other software engineers has noticed as well, but Alibaba is pretty much reaffirming what a lot of software engineers already knew, and that's AI tends to fall apart on bigger and more ambitious projects. So there are a lot of people within the Citadel Securities who believe that there is a software engineer rebound due to the Jevons paradox, which pretty much states that as the amount of resources and the amount of scale that goes on to a project, people will make more of it, making it more valuable and giving people more work. So they try to apply this logic with AI, but the chart that they show is more zoomed in. And as you see in this tweet, if you zoom out, it doesn't seem like software engineering positions are actually rebounding. It kind of seems like it's stagnating and even decreasing a little bit when you scroll out and see the full y-axis. So it seems to be more of hype rather than an actual rebound. So David Scott Patterson is often someone whose main goal is to criticize Elon Musk, but he do sometimes make a really good point, and this point is how AI plans to be used, because a lot of people tend to say that these tech companies and these CEOs don't want to replace people, but there are a lot of tweets that proves otherwise. So he kind of went after Elon Musk, and he was pretty much stating that they often say that they want to replace people rather than give them more tools. So this was a pretty good comeback from David, and I like the tweet because it's pretty much true. You know, they're building data centers and they're investing trillions into data centers mostly to replace people. So we can't ignore that fact that they often state themselves. This is an interesting tweet from Canadian prepper who pretty much talks about what Professor Zing talked about, and actually Iran it seems to actually be going in the path of actually implementing Professor Z's prediction. Now, if you don't know who Professor Z is, he's this famous Chinese Canadian YouTuber who makes a lot of accurate predictions, and one of his predictions is that Iran will begin to attack desalination plants, water resources for the desert nations to cripple them. If you don't know, Israel, Qatar, Saudi Arabia all get their water from desalination plants, and one of Professor Z's predictions was that Iran will eventually begin to attack these plants, and it seems like they are going that route. So it's pretty fascinating that Professor Zing got that right as well. So we have to wait and see. But 70 through 90% of their water, Israel and the Gulf states' water, comes from desalination, while Iran is only 3%. So they have some leverage there. So we got to see what happens. It seems like Anthropic is predicting a great recession type of layoffs for the white collar worker. So they released this pie chart showing how AI could potentially replace white collar workers, and the number one profession that will be replaced is my profession, apparently, and that's software engineers. So apparently we are at the beginning of the chopping block in terms of being replaced. And I do kind of believe it, but I don't think it's profitable in the long term. But it do seem like their their prediction can actually come true, but I don't think it's financially wise to subsidize data centers and replace a lot of people because it's going to destroy the economy, or maybe that's what they want at the end. So it's interesting to see, but you see business and finance, computer and tech, engineering being the number one jobs that it will replace. Then you got transportation, health, anything that still requires a human to be on site seems to be in good standing. So that's pretty interesting to look at. And apparently it can replace us. It's just not replacing us because companies are not implementing them at the rate that they can implement them now. So so apparently, like it's just companies choosing not to use AI, which is stopping the AI implementations. So we'll have to see. Let me know what you think below. Do you believe that AI is financially uh, good enough to replace people and cause all this havoc without destroying our economy, which pretty much beats the point of AI, in my opinion. But let me know what you think below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.